Look, exactly 12 months ago, I topped the scales at 440 pounds. If I sat in a standard plastic chair, it shattered. Today, I'm down to 310 pounds. I've lost over 130 pounds, and honestly, this is only chapter 1. If you're trapped in your own body right now, listen to me. Hit that subscribe button right now because I'm documenting the entire raw, ugly truth of this journey. And look, if you are struggling and feel completely stuck, drop a comment at the end. I promise you I will personally reply and help you figure out your first step. Just a year ago, my life was a claustrophobic nightmare. Getting out of bed felt like lifting a wet mattress. Taking a shower required a mental pep talk because standing that long made my lower back scream. I was eating myself to death and I knew it. But a single night changed everything. My name's Ethan. Growing up, I never stood a chance. People love to say, just eat less. But they don't understand the genetic lottery. According to clinical data, if both your parents are severely obese, your statistical odds of inheriting that predisposition jump to nearly 80%. My house was a fast food graveyard. By middle school, the bullying was brutal. Kids are creative when they want to be cruel. I wasn't Ethan, I was the landmark. Hey Ethan, did you register with the Richter scale today? I laughed along with it to survive, but every joke just drove me straight to the nearest drive-thru to numb the shame. High school bled into college, and the weight just compounded. Stress from exams turned into 3,000-calorie midnight runs. I became a master of isolation. I'd order food for 3 people via delivery apps, then shout, "Food's here," to an empty apartment when the courier knocked so they wouldn't know it was all for me. I was completely invisible to girls, detached from my friends, and just waiting for my heart to give out. Then came the point of no return. It wasn't an inspirational quote or a New Year's resolution. It was a rainy Tuesday at 2 a.m. I was at my local drive-thru ordering 2 massive combo meals. When I reached out the window to hand the cashier my card, a sudden blinding pressure slammed into my chest. My left arm went totally numb. I couldn't breathe. I panicked, dropped my card onto the wet asphalt, and blacked out behind the wheel. When I woke up, the car was in park. The cashier had literally jumped out of the drive-thru window, pulled my door open, and turned off the ignition. As I sat there gasping, she looked at me with pure pity and whispered, "Hey man, you're too young for this to be how it ends." That cashier saved my life, not just by stopping the car, but by shattering my denial. I realized my genetics weren't a life sentence. They were just the blueprint. I had the power to redraw it. I didn't join a fancy gym the next day. I couldn't. Instead, I started walking to the end of my driveway and back, then around the block. I cut out the liquid calories first, then the fast food. When I finally stepped into a gym months later, I ignored everyone else. I locked in. The dedicated workouts, the heavy lifting, the aggressive stress management, it became my new addiction. The perseverance I always wished I had, it was always there, buried under 200 pounds of coping mechanisms. If you are waiting for the perfect Monday to start, you are going to die waiting. Here's my advice. First, stop planning. Grab a physical piece of paper right now and write down your target weight. Pin it to your wall. Second, do not look at the scale on day 3 expecting a miracle. You didn't gain the weight in a week, you won't lose it in a week. Trust the deficit, embrace the soreness, and let time do the work. I'm still 310 pounds, but I am lighter than I've ever been in my adult life. I'm not stopping until I hit my target. Subscribe to see if I make it. And remember, if you don't know where to start with your diet or your workouts, write your current situation in the comments below. I'm going to spend the next few hours reading and replying to as many of you as possible. Let's get it.